Hey sportsmen, John Bergsman here from Fisherman's Digest. We're here in the new edition of DNR Sports Center. Beautiful new addition. We're in the archery and hunting area, and they're currently remodeling up in the fishing area, but they're still open for business. Got all the great products you're all used to. Hey, we got 6 reports this week because fishing has really started to fire. We're going to start out in the Traverse City region, then we're going to go to the Detroit and Lake St. Clair, give you 2 good reports there. Then we're going to go to the mid part of the state, Gaylord down to Big Rapids, over to Ludington, even Muskegon. We're going to talk about inland state trout fishing. We got a couple of great reports from guys who spent the whole week out on small streams. Then we're going to jump over to Saginaw Bay. Captain Jason from Send It Charters has got a great report. He had a 20 fish day on Sunday, so the fish are really firing in Saginaw Bay. Then we're going to drop down to Monroe. We're going to give you an awesome report. The fishing on the Detroit River is starting. A lot of those spawned out females and stuff are starting to now head out into the lake. Monroe's been good, but guess what? It's going to remain lights out for at least a month yet. So we're going to talk about that fishery. We're going to end up across the state in St. Joe. The Southwest Michigan fishing report is for mixed bag fishing out of St. Joe all the way up to South Haven. The near shore bite is starting to fire. Coho salmon, steelhead, even juvenile kings. Stay tuned here. 6 great reports. That's right, 6 here at Fisherman's Digest. So, first report of the day is Bob Hines from Central Coast Angling. He's up on the greater Saginaw Bay area, and he's out on the bays, and we've got 3 opportunities, and if any one of these 3, really trip your trigger, you're going to want to give Bob a call. So, first one is, this bite's been going for about a month now because of the early ice out, and that is perch, deep water perch on perch pounders, either tipped with shrimp or minnows, small minnows. And that bite has been going, like we say, for a month now, but it's going to continue to go. These fish, just like lake trout, they don't leave these 2 bays, East Bay or West Bay. They stay right here all season long, and Bob is a master at locating and finding these schools, and if you haven't been out on a perch charter recently, Bob's the guy. Now, also what's really firing is lake trout, 80 to 100 feet, deep water jigging lake trout, that's right. We're not talking trolling around aimlessly. We're talking about jigging them up with 1 ounce to 1.5 ounce jigs. White soft plastics, whether it's a paddle tail or a worm, that seems to work really, really good. And Bob, again, has got all the spots marked in so he can take you out on a great lake trout jigging escapade. And for the next month, basically the month of May, we've got a couple of really unique casting options that Bob offers. And that is, of course, smallmouth bass on the shorelines. Bob tells me that bite is just starting to fire and it's going to get better and better. But also Cisco's. People have talked about trolling for Cisco's in the Bays region, but you know what? They cast these blade baits right up tight to shore for these Cisco's and do a great job of catching them as well. And if you've never done that, that is a total hoot. And you can probably even mix those 2 species of bass and Cisco's in the same charter in the same day. So get a hold of Bob Hines, the Traverse City region, Central Coast Angling, for a great excursion. Pretty much everything is turned on and ready to go for you.
Angler Qwest Pontoons, family owned and operated, built by fishermen for fishermen, with all of the fishing features you need and models designed for specific species. With plenty of room and a center console, Angler Qwest Pontoons are the ideal boat for the fisherman and the family man. For more information, check us out at www.anglerquestpontoons.com or on Facebook and Instagram at Angler Qwest Pontoons.
So we got a couple of specific reports to talk about river fishing. Now on the Detroit River right now, we've got two guides working, and they're working actually opposite directions, so we're going to give them both a little bit of ink. We got Captain Eric Long from Long Lines Charter, who's been working the upper one half of the river regularly, catching great fish, as you see going across your screen, having a great time. And when the Detroit River bite dies, Captain Eric and his brother Dave will head out onto Lake St. Clair. So they'll fish from the mouth of the Detroit River out into St. Clair. They'll be catching smallmouth bass. They'll be catching big muskie. They'll be catching lots of walleye. And later in the summer, we'll even talk about them catching perch. So Eric Long on the upper half of the Detroit River and Lake St. Clair is catching lots of fish. With the cooler weather, I'd say we got a good hot bite left of walleyes of another week or two for sure on the Detroit River before things start to really fire up on the lakes. Now in the lower half of the river, we got Brian Bice from To Be Caught Charters. He's been doing really well casting jigs and soft worms out or paddle tails and catching those really, really aggressive Detroit River walleye. And Brian tells me same thing, another week or two of really good bite, and then he might filter down south and start heading out onto the lake out of Monroe and the Bowles Harbor area. That's been stupid. It's been lights out, really, really good fishing there, and we'll talk about that later in the show. So upper river and lower river, Captain Eric for the upper river, Captain Brian for the lower river. If you're looking to get out, it's going to have to be in the next couple weeks because that bite will start to taper off.
Midwest Steel Carports is Michigan's premier steel building manufacturer. We manufacture and install custom steel buildings throughout Michigan. Our engineer-certified steel buildings are fully tailored to fit your every need, and our up to 40-year warranty protects your investment. From residential storage sheds to commercial warehouses, let our team work with you to find your ideal building. For more information and pricing, visit MidwestSteelCarports.com.
So third report of the day, it was trout season, opened the last Saturday in April, and guess what? We've had 2 or 3 really good reports submitted to us. You're going to see a lot of pictures going across the screen, some really good trout fishing going on. Up in the Gaylord region, Paul Archbold took an excursion up there for a few days, caught a bunch of really nice fish. He says most of the small streams with lots of laydowns that have deep cut banks have been really producing well. So he's casting a lot of stick baits, very small rapalas, 5s and 7s, and twitching them. In other words, you cast out and you're bringing them down, and as you're reeling, you're really working your rod tip to give that erratic action. Those bigger trout really find that irresistible, and they go after those rapalas. So that seems to be the bite there in the Big Rapids north to Gaylord area. But Gaylord has been hot, he told me. That general area around Gaylord, I think they call that the Pigeon River Valley, has got a lot of good fishing going on right now in it. Now, the Muskegon area, Eric Richards sent us an equally good report in, and as you see, the second half of the pictures are Eric's pictures, and he's been catching them basically from Muskegon over to Newaygo. That little area and up to Ludington, that triangle of small streams in that region has been kicking out a lot of fish. Now, Eric's been doing really well on Panther Martin spinners or small Met spinners. He also has thrown some crankbaits as well. But for him, the spinner bite has been better. But the similarity between the two reports is definitely the fact that he's targeting small streams, lots of laydowns, and deep cut runs that are along deep banks. So if you're not a trout fisherman and want to get into it, it's as simple as a pair of waders. You can get them right here at DNR Sports. A few small spinners, whether it's a Panther Martin or it's a Maps, and just a good ultralight rod with light line, maybe 6-pound test line, and you can go out and you can wade around, bring your bug spray because bug season's coming. But I'm telling you what, small stream fishing for big native trout is a really cool thing once you figure out how to do it.
Don't spend another season breaking your back using 5-gallon gas cans to fuel your toys. The Flo-Fast portable fluid transfer system is your solution. A great tool for fueling your ATVs, snowmobile, boat, garden tractor, and more. Flo-Fast eliminates gas sloshing on you and your machines, plus works in reverse to pull unused fuel from your equipment at the end of each season. The pump transfers from container to container in seconds and moves up to 8 gallons a minute. Log on to Flo-Fast.com for a dealer near you.
So next report up for the day, it's a really good one from Jason Graham and Send It Charters from Saginaw Bay. Now this is one a lot of guys have been waiting for. We talked with Jason a few weeks ago. This week you're going to see an on the water report from Jason to show you kind of how he's doing it. But I'm telling you what, Saginaw Bay has turned on. This little bit, few days early this week of really warm weather. Last weekend 70, 75, even 80 degrees in the lower half of the state has really caused the bite on Saginaw Bay to fire. And once it gets going, it's probably likely to stay. The only thing that will change really is the depth where the fish are holding. Right now, Jason tells us they're at 13 to 15 feet of water. He's catching them going 2 miles an hour on the west shore. So basically all the way from maybe Standish all the way down past Linwood Beach Marine. And he's working that with number 9 flicker minnows and number 7 flicker shads. Now the reason he's running 2 different styles of bait is to really let the fish talk to him. They have 2 different actions. One day they can really want one action, the next day they can really want the other. So you start out, if you're running 4 or 6 rods, do half and half. The leads out have been somewhere between 40 foot out on the flicker shads and up to, flicker minnows, and up to 80 feet out on the flicker shads. And that'll put you down maybe 13, 14 feet of water. And you're in 13 to 15. So if you encounter a little weeds or a little bottom, just shorten your leads up. It's not that hard, but you will figure it out. And once you get sets that start catching fish, mimic those sets. Brighter color baits like chartreuse and green, or a purple and shiny purple with a yellow belly was good for Jason as well. So Saginaw Bay, 13 to 15 feet of water on the west shore, 2 miles an hour.
WavePro high-performance boat pedestals eliminate bottoming out and back-jarring impacts. Now available the 2.0 version and slider seat hubs. The best in air shock technology provides a controlled return to keep you on your seat. Fast and easy to install with permanent mounts or movable hubs for quick and easy seat placement in 10 to 16-inch models. WavePro high-performance boat pedestals, best ride on the water. Online at waveproshock.com.
So next report, we got Monroe, Michigan, and we keep including Monroe, Michigan into this because this bite has been lights out for 30 days, and I think it's going to go for another month or longer. We've got a lot of fish that every day are pouring out of the Detroit River into that western basin of Lake Erie, and a huge percentage of those fish filter right down that shoreline, that Michigan shoreline, headed to Ohio and around the corner to Port Clinton and on to the eastern basin. And so what you get is just a filtration of really nice fish that are constantly reloading that Monroe area with the Bulls Harbor, Sterling State Park. That area is just going to get new fish every day for the next month or so coming out of the river. So the bite, even though a lot of fish are being harvested out of there, there's also a lot of fish coming into it on a daily basis. So best sets, well, the fish have slid out just a little bit. I think most of them are post-spawn now, and so most of the guys are fishing 15 to 20 feet of overall depth of water, running their bandits or their number 9 or 11 flicker minnows out. About 30 to 50 seems to be the best leads out. The really super high fish are there if you really want to target them, but guys are telling me the little bit better class of fish have been in that 30 to 50 foot on their leads out. When they short line them, they're getting more 2 or 3 pounders. So, you know, you guys all know the deal. You match the color with the day. If you get a super bright day, you're gonna go with a lot of shiny chromes with additional color. And if you get a dark day, that more means fluorescence or golds with additional color, whether it's oranges, greens, purples. We'll leave that up to you. A lot of you have your own favorite baits. You don't need me to tell you what it is. But Dave at Domka Outdoors down there in Monroe off La Pleasance Road has got a great selection, probably one of the best in-store selections of a big selection of the custom colored crankbaits. Randy and the boys here at DNR have got a great selection as well on the shelf of bandits, custom colored bandits, whether it's from, you know, JT's or Domka or any of the other painters. They do a good job of keeping those in stock, so swing by here and grab them and then head down to Monroe, because the fishing right now remains stupid stupid, stupid.
White River Tackle's Perch Pounder is the finest two-hook perch rig in the industry. Its unique fish skin technology, coupled with a soft glow bead, make the Perch Pounder irresistible to fish. Available in a variety of fish-catching colors, simply tip each hook with your favorite live bait and let the fun begin. So whether it's perch, crappie, or bluegill, ask for White River's Perch Pounder by name.
So hey, last report of the day, and we give you a bonus sixth one today, and it's Southwest Michigan out of the Port of St. Joe. We got Captain Mark Rapson, his sidekick Tony, who also runs Frostbite charters. They hook up a lot when they're both not booked, and they fish together just for fun. And they tell me that the Port of St. Joe is starting to really fire. It is really catching a good mixed bag of coho salmon, steelhead, lake trout, even throwing in a juvenile king or two. So that's a really good option for you if you're looking to get out and experience some good big water fishing early. Down there from South Haven south to St. Joe, that stretch of water can be really productive this time of year in early May. So the bite right now, it's real specific. He said basically you're running high coppers, so 75s and 125 coppers with flies. Spin doctors and flies are what's going. Now, 6s or 8 spin doctors, you don't have to get aggressively big for these high fish, but you're going to want to color coordinate. If you're running greenish flies, you're going to want that greenish spin doctor or a chrome with green tape on it. There's a lot of different colors that seem to work out there, but sticking with the chromes and the greens and the blues seem to be the best, the overall colors. So what we've got going on there is that's your, on the coppers is right now 75 to 150 seems to be the depth on the coppers, but when we go to the high divers, then we're targeting a little deeper zone. So on the high divers, we're letting them out 100 to 120 on a 3 set and 80 to 100 on a 1.5 set. And that's getting you down into the right zone if you're running divers. Now, same thing off of divers, he's running a lot of flies. Same off of the riggers. He's setting the riggers 30 to 60 down, and he's doing a lot of targeting that 30 to 60 down range. So that's what the bite has been. It's real specific. Spin doctors and flies has been catching everything down there. So hey, get out to Southwest Michigan in the St. Joe area, and you know what? You're going to get some really good mixed bag fishing. So hey, like I said at the start of the show, we're here at DNR Sport, and if you hear a little noise in the background, it's because they got lots of customers and they're still doing a little construction. DNR is going to experience a total renovation over the course of the summer, and every part of this store is going to be renovated to give you, the customer, a better, see what I mean? You, the customer, a better display of products, more stuff to buy, more stuff to keep you catching fish. Whether you're hunting this fall or whether you're fishing this summer, DNR is going to have everything you need here on site with their new expanded facility. So get on down here to DNR Sport, load up your cart, make sure you say hi to Randy and the boys, and most importantly, get out there on the water, experience the awesome fishing that's going on right here, right now in the state of Michigan.